Hello, I'm the Tuna Whale, and I'm here to play some Fire Emblem Three Houses. I just figured I might as well do something other than just play it for myself, and hopefully it'll bring entertainment to at least one person out there. So let's press a button, get a bunch of notifications that I spent way too much money on DLC, and let's play on hard and classic. I'll get more into how I'm going to play this later on, but I mean, I'm going to play on hard and classic because that's just how most people play.
Do you recall the Red Canyon? You'll die in it. Die! You took everything that I loved! He's gone now, Mother.
Oh my. What could have brought you here? I wonder how you got in here. It is most rude to interrupt a moment of repose. Very rude indeed. Now come to me. I wish to have a look at you.
And here we're given the choice of whether we want to play as the male main character or female main character. I'm going to pick the male for this run. And he's going to nod back at us in approval.
I have not seen the likes of you before. Who are you anyway?
I'm a demon!
Do not deceive. You would do well to keep your wit in line.
Alright, I'm immortal.
I see. Then you must have a name of sorts. Go on.
So here we're gonna pick the normal main name of Byleth. Some people say Baelith. I'm probably gonna say Byleth because I don't know. I mean, there are two pronunciations, but I'm just gonna use Byleth because, yeah.
Huh. I shall not ever grow accustomed to the sound of human names. You must possess a day of birth as well. Beneath which moon and on what day were you born to this world?
Now here, it's a lot more difficult. I'm just gonna use my actual birthday, 7/9. Yeah, I know it's really safe to put my birthday on the internet, but I don't know.
Well, wonders never cease. It seems we share our day of birth. How strange. It all feels so familiar. I think it may be time for yet another nap. It is almost time to begin.
Hey, time to wake up. Were you having that dream again?
I was dreaming about a young girl.
You've described her to me before. I don't think I've ever met anyone like that. In any case, just put that out of your mind for now. The battlefield is no place for idle thoughts. Risking your life is part of the job for mercenaries like us. Letting your mind wander is a sure way to get yourself killed. Okay, time to get moving. Our next job is in the kingdom. I told you before, it's far from here, so we'll need to leave at dawn.
Of course.
Oh, good grief. Everyone is already waiting for us outside.
Gerald, sir, sorry to barge in, but your presence is needed.
What's happened?
Please forgive our intrusion. We wouldn't bother you with a situation not dire.
What do a bunch of kids like you want at this hour?
We're being pursued by a group of bandits. I can only hope that you will be so kind as to lend your support.
Bandits? Here?
It's true. They attacked us while we were at rest in our camp.
We've been separated from our companions and we're outnumbered. They're after our lives, not to mention our gold.
I'm impressed you're staying so calm considering the situation. Wait, that uniform.
Bandits spotted just outside the village. Damn, there were a lot of them.
I guess they followed you all the way here. We can't abandon this village now. Come on, let's move. Hope you're ready. Let's take care of those thieves before they overrun the village. Take down the enemies in front first. That should take the wind out of their sails.
Double their attack. I like it. Alright, so here we have units: Edelgard, Claude, Dimitri, Byleth, and Gerald. Now, you can see that I'm going to explain the basics of Fire Emblem. Blue units mean that they're under your command. Green units mean that they're friendly to you, but you can't control them. And then red units mean the enemy. Also, in this game in particular, you can see that there's, for example, a line coming up the guide to Edelgard. That means he's going to attack Edelgard, and you can also see a battle forecast of what's going to happen. In this instance, he would attack Edelgard, deal 6 damage, and he has a 92% chance to hit. That should probably make a lot of sense with those
Stay
speeds.
focused.
Claude here is using a bow, and I'm going to start with him.
Ready and willing.
Because it's nice to weaken the enemy before you have someone go in. In addition, because he's using a bow, this guy with a sword can't run up and attack him. Fortunately, let's say this guy survives, and I just didn't want to send someone else to attack him. If this guy ran up to Claude and hit him back, well then Claude couldn't counterattack. As you can see, he's going to go for Claude rather than Edelgard because Claude can't fight back. So, I'm going to finish off this guy, sending Dimitri at him. As you can see, Dimitri is using a lance, this guy's using a sword. It's a staple in the Fire Emblem games that you have the weapon triangle. Basically, lance beats sword, axe beats lance, and then sword beats axe. Of course, once you're done with moving all your units, then it's the enemy turn. The enemies move in. Here we go. Here we have this little thing. I forgot what it's called, but it basically shows you where all the enemies can move and attack to. The outside is usually where they can attack to. One square from there is usually where they can move to. Of course, there's some exceptions, like bow units. They can attack from 2 range, but we'll get to that later. Now let's start by talking to Edelgard.
You have a strange aura about you. You say you're a mercenary, so show me what you can do.
But of course, now it's the enemy turn. Now, allies, Gerald, he decides to stay there and just watch.
We'll advance while protecting ourselves from the enemy. Take up position inside the forest.
As Gerald said, we can go into the forest to try to get a bit more defense and protection from the enemies. As you can see in the top left, there's a kind of guy walking and a +30. That means you have a 30% chance higher to avoid. And you have 1 shield, which means you'll take 1 less damage. Because Edelgard's right here, I'm gonna park her right here.
Yes, good. If we're in the forest, we can sustain their attacks without losing the advantage.
Yep, this is just gonna go over what I went before. I'll get into more specific terrain when we see it, but let's move Byleth here, and then we'll move Dimitri adjacent to him, and then talk.
Thank you. We are in your debt. It wouldn't do for us to fall in a place like this. Please, lend us your strength. Let's work together to drive out these thieves.
I'll have Dimitri wait right there, and then Claude's gonna talk to Byleth too, so we can talk to all 3 of these people.
It's because of you guys that I'm not dead right now. Thanks for that. I didn't expect to run into mercenaries like you in some remote village. The gods of fortune must be smiling on me.
Cool. Now it's the enemy turn, and you can see attacker goes first. So this guy initiates the attack. He attacks Edelgard first. Nice dodge. 62. And we get a little bit of experience. Unlike normal Fire Emblem games, we get 100 experience and you level up. In this game, you have to get a certain amount of experience depending on your level. This guy's gonna run over, and let's see how much damage it can do.
This is a fine opportunity. Use the combat arts I taught you.
We can use combat arts. Basically, they usually have a little bit of extra effect, but they cost more durability of your weapon. Your weapon's durability goes to 0, it breaks. Now, unlike normal Fire Emblem, when your weapon breaks and goes poof and you'll never see it again, in this game they just end up as broken weapons, but they have no hit. Well, yeah, they have no might, but really low hit as well. So, it's really recommended you don't do that. I'm gonna trust Edelgard that she can finish off this guy. Yeah. There we go. Nice, not missing the 70. A better player might have said, well, 70 is a bit low, I'm gonna use combat art, but I'm fine. I like taking risks. What's life without a bit of fun? Byleth can move here, stab the guy with a sword.
Each battle, a chance
Now
to
each
grow.
weapon behaves their own little kind of special way. Lances are the most balanced of them. They have usually, like, compared to axes and swords, like a little bit more hit than swords and a little bit more accuracy than axes. But in exchange, you have a little bit less hit than a sword. No, they have more damage than a sword, but less hit. But compared to an axe, they have less damage, but more hit. Axes are basically, it'll hit really hard, but if it hits. And then swords are they're very accurate, and then they also do damage. Swords are by far the most common weapon type, but in this game is very interesting because you could, for example,
Damn! Why are there mercenaries in the
trade
village?
your
Guess we'll have to deal with them too.
if I traded the sword that Byleth has onto, for example, Dimitri could use that sword, even though in other games he might be lance locked, which means he can only use a lance. Gerald's gonna move forward, support us from the back. Nice. This is great. I'm gonna move on to this forest tile here, as Gerald taught us, and I'm gonna use a vulnerary to heal up. I'm gonna move Byleth behind him so we can get a kind of surprise attack. Edelgard's gonna follow up so she can also get some of the action. And I'm gonna move Claude to this forest. And even though nobody can attack him, he's still close enough and he's outside of the range of the enemies.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill you where you stand.
He gets with a 46. Great. Can't really be that bitter because it's not fatal, but still. At least that guy missed too, because that would have been really sad if I would have just... Oh, okay. If all 3 of them hit, then yeah, Dimitri would have died, but what are the chances of that happening? Gerald is gonna come in, one-shot the guy, because, I mean, he's a badass. Yeah.
Attack when an ally is nearby, and the enemy will be intimidated, making them easier to hit.
It's not so much of intimidating, it's more so that like you get good with like fighting the people next to you. Of course, that isn't really too applicable here because we'll get into more how that works later. But suffice it to say, the more you have people battling next to each other, the more likely they are to hit.
Your defeat was inevitable.
I'm gonna move
Use caution
here, and I'm gonna use the combat art Tempest Lance just to finish this off. And Dimitri levels up. Nice.
I must keep aiming higher.
We get an Iron Axe, and that's the battle.
Honestly, what are you accomplishing with that little stunt? It's like you're trying to get me killed, you fool. Well, it's fine. After all, if you don't know the value of your own life, you're not going to protect it very well, are you? Course not. Well then, I guess it's up to me to guide you from now on, right? You can call me Sothis, but I'm also known as the Beginning. Sothis. Yes, that is it. My name is Sothis. And I am also called the Beginning. But who once called me that?
Sothis?
I was not able to recall my name until just now. And just like that, it came to me. How odd. That look upon your face. Did you think me a child? A mere child who forgot her own name? Phooey! That child just saved your life. And what does that make you?
I'm less than a child.
Correct. You understand. You threw yourself before an axe to save just one young girl. Yet all is well, as I have stalled the flow of time for now. You would have died had I not intervened.
Thank you.
There now. Is gratitude so much to ask? I did deem you worth saving after all. Though it is only momentary, time has stopped. However did I manage that?
What'll happen when time resumes?
When time begins again, the axe will tear into your flesh and you will surely meet your end. How rude of you to drag me into this. Now what to do?
Turn back the hands of time.
Of course! I must turn back the hands of time! Yes, I do believe it can be done. You really are quite troublesome. I cannot wind back time too far, but all is well. You are aware of what's to come, which means you can protect yourself this time. Now go! Yes, you who bears the flames within. Drift through the flow of time to find the answers that you seek.
Hey, over here!
Huh?
Hey, did you just...
The Knights of Seros are here. we'll cut you down for terrorizing our students. Hey, the thieves are running away. Go after them. The students seem to be unharmed. And who's this?
Why him?
Stage complete. Skirmish at dawn. Of course, Dimitri, who got the killing blow, is the MVP, but that doesn't necessarily mean getting the killing blow is the MVP. The way you become MVP is basically by having the most support points, which I'll get into that later.
Captain Gerald? It is you! Goodness, it's been ages! Don't you recognize me? It's Alois, your old right-hand man! Well, that's how I always thought of myself anyway. Oh, it must have been 20 years ago that you went missing without a trace. I always knew you were still alive.
You haven't changed a bit, Alois. Just as loud as ever. And drop that captain nonsense. I'm not your captain anymore. These days, I'm just a wandering mercenary. One who has work to do. Goodbye, old friend.
Right. Goodbye, Captain. Wait, that isn't how this ends. I insist that you return to the monastery with me.
Garrig Mach Monastery. I suppose this was inevitable.
And how about you, kid? Are you the captain's child?
I'm a bandit!
Oh, great sense of humor, this one. Clearly cut from the same cloth as the captain. I'd love for you to see the monastery, too. You will join me, won't you? What's troubling you, Captain? You aren't about to run off again, are you?
Even I wouldn't dare run from the Knights of Saros.
The Knights of Saros? They do seem rather skilled. Ah, it seems your presence is required. Get going.
I appreciate your help back there. Your skill is beyond question. You're clearly an experienced mercenary. And your father, that would be Gerald, the Bladebreaker? Former captain of the Knights of Saros, oft praised as the strongest knight to ever live. Have I missed anything?
I didn't know he was a captain.
How curious. I'd wager the explanation for that is fascinating indeed.
Hey, you are coming with us to the monastery, right? Of course you are. I'd love to bend your ear as we travel. Oh, I should mention that the three of us are students of the Officers' Academy at Garrig Mach Monastery. We were doing some training exercises when those bandits attacked. I definitely got the worst of it.
That would be because you ran off.
Too true. I was the first to make a strategic retreat. Everything would have worked out if these two hadn't followed me and ruined everything. Because of them, every single one of those bandits chased after us. Utterly ridiculous.
Ah, so that's what you were thinking, Claude. And here I thought you were acting as a decoy for the sake of us all.
His intentions were as clear as day. You will prove a lacking ruler if you cannot see the truth behind a person's words.
You will prove a lacking ruler yourself if you look for deceit behind every word and fail to trust those whom you rely on.
Oh, joy. A royal debate between their highnesses. I wonder how being completely predictable affects one's ability to wield power. Personally, as the embodiment of distrust, I'd say your little exchange smacks of naivete.
Me, naive. Tell me, are you actually incapable of keeping quiet, or is your lack of self-awareness a condition of some sort?
In any case, forgive our digression. I must speak with you if you can spare a moment. The way you held your ground against the bandits' leader was captivating. You never lost control of the situation. It showed me I still have much to learn.
Your skill is precisely why I must ask you to consider lending your services to the Empire. I might as well tell you now, I am no mere student. I am also the Adrestian Empire's...
Halt, Edelgard. Please allow me to finish my own proposition. The Holy Kingdom of Fargus is in dire need of exceptional individuals like yourself. Please, do consider returning to the kingdom with me.
Whoa there, you two sure are hasty. Trying to recruit someone you just met. Tactless, really. I was personally planning to develop a deep and lasting friendship on our journey back to the monastery before begging for favors. But it seems there's no time for niceties in this world. So, capable stranger, let's get right to it. Where does your allegiance lie?
It seems one's place of birth is quite significant to them. Yet they are so impressed by you that you may take your pick. Well?
We have three options. We have Adrestia, the Adrestian Empire, the Land of Ancient History, the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, Land of Noble Knights, and the Leicester Alliance, burgeoning League of Nobles. I'm gonna go with the Adrestian Empire.
A wise choice. Though the Empire has fallen from its former glory, the other regions are merely offshoots that pale in comparison.
All right, that's enough with the small talk. It's time to head back to the monastery.
Looks like we'll have to pick this up another time.
My, they are in such a hurry. You know, each of the three is most unique.
Fatal Guard. She is a refined young woman, but I feel as though she's always evaluating me. Dimitri. He seems quite sincere, but I sense darkness lurking beneath. Claude. His easy smile is striking, but that smile doesn't reach his eyes.
Yes, I thought the same.
I am so sleepy once again. I may be sleeping, but
Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Next time we'll be going to Garrick Monastery and seeing what's there. See you guys then.